morning, students. Welcome back to your academic year 2022. We will start off our assignment and examination-based conduct class for investigation of Grammar 1A. I'm the tutor for the subject. My name is Mr. Clemencius Tamara. The scope for our presentation will be assignment structure. We will be looking at your assignment preparation and writing tips. We will look at continuous assessment, the assignment and examination structure. We'll be looking at the preparation for the examination, as well as the examination, what you need during the examination. The conduct class is held to prepare students for assignment and examinations due in 2022. That will be your assignment that is due in January, as well as the one that is due in June. The examination, the April-May examination, as well as the examination in August and November. Best possible changes to do well: discuss assignment and examination structure, explain continuous assessment, and calculation of marks. The assignment may consist of the following. It's 4 questions, all consisting of sub-questions. The questions will range from 1 to 20 marks. All questions in assignment are from the content in the study guide provided by IOEL. And students are required to answer all the questions. The total marks for the assignment and the examination will be 120. Students should read the questions carefully before answering or starting with your assignment. You may not be limited to the study guide only, but you can consult any other material or supplementary sources of information. Collect all the relevant material that you will need in preparation of your assignment. The better you prepare, the better marks you score in your assignment. Look at what is required. For instance, if the question requires you to discuss, whether it requested you to explain, or maybe they requested you to name or list certain issues. So look at what is required from you. When you prepare to answer the assignment, try to summarize the information you obtain from books, journals, and internet. Do not copy work of other people as if it's your own work. You copy or you summarize the work for somebody else, and then you acknowledge the source. Do not copy your study guide, as the guide should only assist you in understanding the subject matter. Now, simply means that most students, when they are doing the assignment, they wait up to the last moment, and then when it's time, when the due date is like tomorrow, that's the time when they start doing the assignment and then copy the study guide and submit. Institutional policies prohibit plagiarism. Therefore, you are urged in all seriousness to avoid copying other people's work without acknowledging the source. Provide practical examples to demonstrate your understanding of the subject matter. If you answer your assignment, the subject is practical, so you can use practical examples from outside around you. You can consult investigators at police stations, how they deal with matters like in your given situation, and then you can see how they deal with it, and then you can get examples from it. When we deal with the examination paper may consist of the following. It's 4 main questions containing of sub-questions, a total of points of 120 that will be converted into 100. The question mark may be ranging from 3 to 30 points. You may be expected to discuss, summarize, outline, define, list, and or analyze specific matter, and questions are from the study guide provided by IOEL. You are also urged to, when you are preparing for your examination, you need to consult your assignment, because most of the work covered are also covered during the examination. Why including all this? To ensure that students take examination marks serious and align their studies accordingly. The duration for the examination for 12 credit, it's 2.5 hours. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes, written examination paper for 120 marks. So you must be conscious of your time when you are writing your exam. Your continuous assessment and the calculation of marks, you are required to obtain at least 50% in your assignment. If you are less than 50%, you will not be allowed to go to the exam. because you are required to have a sub-minimum of 50 in your assignment, as well as you are required to have a sub-minimum of 50 in your examination. Now, the assignment mark will be calculated against 40%, and the examination mark will be calculated against 60% to cover the 100%. That will be 40 plus 60. So if you score, say for instance, 50 in your assignment, that will be your continuous assessment. Your continuous assessment will be calculated against 40, and your examination against 50. So scoring 40 means that 40 times 50, that will be divided by 100 and gives you 20. Now you score 50 in your examination, it will be 50 multiplied by 60 divided by 100, and that gives you 30. Now at the end of the day, to get your final mark, the calculation will be done. The continuous assessment, the 20 that you score will be taken, and then the 30 that you score in your examination, the two of them will be counted together, and then that will give you a final mark. But before this happens, you are required to attain 50% minimum mark in your assignment and 50% minimum mark in your examination. The setting and marking of the examination papers are moderated. There are moderators that moderate the papers, so whenever there is any errors from the examiner, still the moderator will have a chance to rectify whatever is needed. Your examination preparation tips, you need to structure your answers through headings and numbers and logical sequence. Now, if you are discussing something, as I said, your answers might be more practical because the subject is more practical. Now you are requested to do a certain investigation in your examination. You need to start from the scratch. When you get the report, what do you do? When you visit the crime scene, what is it that you do? You can't start from arresting the suspect, taking him to court, and now you come back to the scene, and now you come back to the reporter. So before you even know what happened, you already arrested somebody and you already take him to court. So to avoid those, that's why we're saying, take it step by step. First of all, there will be a complainant who reports something or matter, or somebody who will report something. You start in that sequence. Since you received the report, what do you do on the report? When you act on the report, you mention step by step what happened, up to the point that you will come that once you visit the crime scene, now you find the complainant or whoever the person is, and then you take it from there, how you conduct your investigation. Make sure that your student number and all details as requested are written correctly on the answer sheet. Cheating in the examination will result in failing grade. Serious steps will be taken against any individual who disturbs an examination session. Now, the examiners are under strict instructions from the institution to indicate if there is any form of plagiarism that the institution can deal with whoever the student is. No unauthorized material will be used during the examination. Should you be responsible for irregularities during the writing of the examination, the head of the examination and invigilator will collect your assignment scripts and evidence. Now, in this case, in most, when you are writing online, unless you write at the center, for those who are fortunate to have having still centers in the region, maybe you will be requested to write from the center. Some might write from wherever they are, where you think like nobody is monitoring you, so you can cheat by using some materials that is not allowed. When the papers are marked, if anything is picked up, the institution will deal with you. So please refrain from using whatever material that is not allowed. If you are found cheating, no examination marks will count for the particular subject. You will be suspended from studies for that particular subject at IOL for 12 months or 2 consecutive examination sessions. It is an infringement of the examination regulations to assist or try to assist another student. ask another student for assistance, receive assistance from another student, or try to make contact with other students in whatever way. So once you are in the examination venue or in that center, don't try to assist other students. You might lose out on your marks. Now, the outline for your course or for your assignment, and that will be dealt with in your assignment and your examination. Vehicle accidents, you need to have good background of the Namibian police mandate. That's the functions of the force, what they are doing, what they are supposed to do. You need to have a good background of it. Instances when to open a police case. Now, as an investigating officer, when you receive a complainant, you are actually required to assess the information that you receive. And that assessment will take you to say whether there is a crime committed or not. So you need to be mindful on what instances and where you will be opening cases. Investigation of vehicle accidents, vehicle accident scenes should also be discussed. Investigation of motor vehicle accidents according to the different facets, for example, injuries, persons killed, witnesses, etc. A responsibility of the police member at the crime scene or accident scene when someone is killed, you need to know those. You need to be able to draw a sketch plan. Because at the accident scene, you will be requested to draw a rough sketch plan that will be converted later when you are having time into a sketch plan. Basic steps in drawing sketch plan of an accident scene. You need to know which is your north direction and all the information that needs to be recorded on the sketch plan. The safety precautions of road traffic checkpoints, other law enforcement divisions that can attend road traffic checkpoints. The second main part is capable homicide, unnatural death, and suicide. You need to be able to differentiate between the three. Once it's capable homicide, once it's an unnatural death, or whether it's suicide. You will just find a situation that you will be called to a crime scene, and then you find somebody is dead. So you need to investigate to find out whether it's suicide, whether it's unnatural death. Other law enforcement agencies attend the difference between culpable homicide and murder. Some incidents you will find a body lying there, and then you come in and you don't know whether the person killed himself, whether the person is killed by somebody, so you need to differentiate between the two. When somebody is killed, when somebody's death is taken by way of accident. All about investigating a case of culpable homicide, examples how to investigate it, witness statements to obtain, culpability, etc. Investigation of a case of suicide, all about investigating case of unnatural death, cause thereof, the responsibility of an investigating officer. You need to know all those. Driving under influence of alcohol on public road, public indecency, obstruction of the cause of justice. Section 40 of the Criminal Procedure Act 5177, dealing with arrest. Stipulations of Section 50 of the CBA. You need to know Section 1 of the Road Traffic and Transportation Act, Act 22. Section 82 of the Road Traffic Act stipulates that driving whilst under the influence of alcohol, of liquor, or drugs having narcotic effect of an excessive amount. That's what you call the drunken driving. So you need to know how to deal with it. Collection and labeling and marking of blood samples. When you take blood sample from somebody, it's not just about taking. Once you collect it, you need to use the correct form of labeling it and marking it, and then the dispatch of it. Elements of public indecency, obstructing the cause of justice. You must be mindful of all this. Section 37(2) and 225 of the CBA gives powers in obtaining prints. Now, this is the sections that is giving police officers powers to obtain fingerprints from somebody, obtain blood samples from somebody. If somebody refuses or suspect refuses to be taken blood sample, you can still approach the court, and the court can even give instructions under these sections for the person to surrender to his blood of fingerprints to be taken. Differences between incident, indecent contact, and unlawful exposure of the body and contact in public. investigation of public indecency and the details contained in a statement, elements of conduct that obstructs the course of justice or defeating of obstructing. For all these crimes, it is important that you know the definitions. If you know the definitions and the elements of this crime, it will be much easier for you to study. So once you are covered on those, I think that most of the part will be covered. So just be mindful that one fact counts one mark. Number of facts or bullet points. Avoid dumping irrelevant, relevant and irrelevant facts simultaneously. Now, in some cases, you find that students just put things, everything just together in one box. You decided that the examiner or the lecturer or the tutor must see which one is correct and which one is not correct. And then you feel like you give 20 or more than 20 facts. Now, once the paper is marked, you come back and you said, but I submitted 20 facts and I only get 5. The mark goes for the 5 correct ones. So do not take everything for granted. Whatever you start, try to finish it. Others may not have the privilege of opportunity that you have. As much as we know that studies are expensive, studies are not easy to get. I'm sure that even IOL got a specific number of students that they can take for a course per year. So probably you are one of the 50 that maybe was allowed to study and you mess up. Well, there were other students that needs the opportunity on the site. My contact details are the cell phone number as reflected, the email address as reflected. If there's anything that you are not clear on this course, feel free to contact me. I thank you.